Hello. Welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 454. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. And this is a talk episode where the tutors talk.
We are finally in our podcast studio.
We are finally in.
Can you see anything but this?
I zoomed in. Otherwise, it looked like kind of weird because we were pretty far out. So you can see the swords.
That's it?
The swords, and yeah, I think it cut off right below
Can't
that.
see like
Anything
shit up here, TV over here, nothing like that?
Nope.
Nice. I guess it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, dude. Couple things I want to touch on today. One of them is this. I don't know if I've just gone too far, or what exactly has happened. I can't not be on social media and get conspiracies. Like, I don't know what's real anymore. Okay?
You lost a sense of reality or what?
Everything that I see is I'm like, huh. I guess that could be a thing.
Dude, wanted to play with that too. There's been so many like fake AI stories lately.
The most recent one I saw is that they built the Hoover Dam, because the Hoover Dam has like the two massive angel statues like this. Mm-hmm. They built the Hoover Dam to cover up like an ancient city in water. That they didn't want, like, it, because why else would they have those statues there?
Right.
The statues have zero to do
with the Hoover Dam.
Mm-hmm. Like, why would you build the dam and then put those there?
Yeah.
And so the theory is like they have those as like a, whatever, like the ancient civilizations behind that. And I'm like, at this point, dude, like they've uncovered so many, like old remnants of old worlds under
like
dirt.
Or like current day roads too.
Oh, exactly. Mm-hmm. Well, and you've seen,
like in Futurama, where they like see where Layla came from. Layla.
Okay.
Do you not remember?
I've watched one episode of Futurama.
Oh my goodness.
Layla's the one-eyed lady?
Yeah. So they put all the mutants in a city underneath like the regular city.
Oh.
And so that was the old city. And then they built everything on top of it. So then they put all the mutants down below.
Damn.
So Layla's mom, like, put her through a gutter into the street in front of the right people that, like, adopted her.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, except I don't think there's anyone living there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just makes... Because, that... Gobekli Tepe, remember that? We watched that with Graham Hancock. Yes. What's his show? Ancient Civilizations.
Yes.
And Gobekli Tepe, they just found in the last like number of years, and they've done like sonar.
Oh, that was the one that they're like, there's like tunnels and caves, but like they will not let them dig it up to see like if it is truly there.
Exactly. But on like the sonar, it shows like structure built on top of structure built on top of structure built on top of structure. And they like carbon dated the lowest structure to like 15,000 years ago.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, let's just think about it in like stuff we've seen personally. Hayward, Wisconsin.
Dude, absolutely.
We were there. I'm not sure if we talked about it on here, but we were there for Whiskeria retreat. And one of the things we toured was like a construction site, which they were just putting up the foundation walls, so it's not like we got to see a whole lot. But it used to be a motel or hotel, and it was like a hotel for 100 years or something. Mm-hmm. So when they were excavating the site to like build the new like basement part of it, they were digging, and under the original basement they found another basement. And they were just like, whoa, that's crazy. Well, while they were digging up that basement, they found another basement underneath.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 basements.
And they were all different materials.
Yeah.
And because you could just be like, well, maybe they just had like that many floors. No, they were all different materials.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it just goes to show, like, even in the past 150 years, there's 3 levels of basements.
Right.
So, yeah, and who knows what's under the other buildings that are in Hayward.
Right. Well, and like in Ashland, too, they have like a whole, they've filled up a lot of them and whatever, but they have like a whole nother level below the base, or like, so they have their basement that's like attached throughout a lot of like the Main Street area through like tunnels and stuff like that. And I've like, why did you have a full nother, because that would have been done in the 1800s.
Right, like, why'd you build a whole nother tunnel system underneath everything?
With like full size buildings underneath that connects everything. It's really interesting. Or was that the original level and they filled it up?
Right.
Because they talk a lot about that in a lot of these conspiracy things about like they just brought in dirt, or like they had like a mudslide. You know, you see a lot of that shit. And they said there was
like fires.
Yeah, they said there's like big mudslides in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. I don't know if any of this is true. You know what I'm saying? Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I've gotten too deep. I've gotten too deep. I don't know what's real or not. And everything I look at, I'm like, yeah, there seems to be some validity behind that.
Yeah. So between that and then like the AI stories,
I fucking can't stand that shit already, dude.
I think a lot of people are going to get off of social media.
I already get so pissed off. Because, okay, right on that, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said, I saw an article on like Facebook or something, so maybe it's a story or whatever, but it's like they did the sonar, they did whatever up in Antarctica, and like,
yes, you sent me this,
2 kilometers under the ice, there's like greatly preserved like greenery. And so they're like, wait a second, Antarctica hasn't been ice always. We could get under there into the like nice preserved and get an idea of what like that landmass used to be like.
Right. Yeah, I mean, so to know if like any of that shit's real, we were just talking about this at bowling, dude, because one of the ladies on my team, she believes everything and anything that she reads.
Oh, smart.
So she was talking about how she goes, it's some Green Bay Packer player, and she goes, oh, how's his daughter doing? I saw she has like terminal cancer. And my mom's just like, yeah, that story was fake. And she's just like, wait, what? I was like, yeah, it came out that like nothing's wrong with his daughter. Like, that just someone created an AI story about it, like this one Packer player's daughter.
That's incredible.
And like, I've seen it with other things, like Jordan Love like found a baby on the side of the road and adopted it. Yeah, that's fake.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah, that's all fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then literally as we're sitting there talking, one of my other teammates, she was scrolling. She's just like, oh, do you see like this happened from one of these Viking players? And I was just like, yeah, it's fake.
Before I do anything now, whenever I see something that looks like it'd be remotely interesting, I just go to the comments and read the first 10 to see if it's real or not.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because so many people say
people are just like,
instantly.
This is AI.
Because that's what Shaun sent me a story about AOC and Barron Trump.
Yeah.
And I like started looking through the comments and I was like, everyone says it's fake. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, oh, this is amazing. Sent it to you. This fake. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It was like one of the only ones I didn't like hit the comments right away. Because I was like, oh, this seems reasonable.
It did too.
But it wasn't. Anyways.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to cause a lot of people to get off of social media and like have this whole AI shit backfire and whatnot. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Next, I listened to who was I just listening to? Oh, PBD, Patch Bet David. he had the head of the FDA on his podcast. Mm-hmm. It's a little loud. Huh.
Oh, no.
Did it crash?
I don't know.
Move that.
Oh, we're still going.
What the fuck?
We haven't recorded a podcast on this computer yet, so we're just seeing how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, it hasn't slowed down, but we just had the screen turn off, so I don't know what's going on. So anyways.
Okay. But he had the head of the FDA on. It was super interesting because you would think the head of the FDA, I think they finally got someone in as the head of the FDA willing to call out some of this stuff.
See, I would think like this person would like support the FDA, like say they're doing good, blah, blah, blah.
No, this dude's calling out a lot of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell on a lot of topics, he's still very tiptoey, and that they definitely are out for the well-being of profits. Like you can tell that very clearly. But some of the things is he's just like COVID, they brought up like it was like he's like, yeah, if you look at this, it is very obvious to see it was made in a lab. Fauci should be held accountable for like crimes against humanity. Masks never worked. No young kid should have ever taken a vaccine. Mm-hmm. There's countless vaccine injuries, and like PBD's like, do you know any cures for people that got the vaccine injuries or vaccines? And he's just like, no, like you got to live with it. And he's like, maybe we'll have more stuff coming out, but like right now there's nothing you can do.
Oof.
So that's interesting. They brought up and went over like a slew of like athletes who were vaccine injured and like fainting and passing out on the field and stuff like that. So that was super interesting. They brought up how the food dyes and shit need to be like are all banned now. They brought up how we are the least unhealthy country in the whole world. We are the least unhealthy with the lowest quality food.
Wait, the least healthy?
We're the least healthy.
You're saying least unhealthy.
Oh, I'm sorry. So we're the least healthy with the worst food in the whole world.
Dude, that's wild. You got to think like there are some societies that are cannibals.
Oh, dude, I'm sure probably better than our diets.
Exactly.
They brought up how sugar's the real demon, or like how sugar's like a demon, like it's a very addictive thing. Mm-hmm. Like people struggle to get off of sugar more than they struggle to get off of like tobacco. Like they could. Is that
interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. Let me see. Maybe they didn't bring up that part about the tobacco thing, because you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. I remember listening to a different podcast with Tucker Carlson where he brought up the tobacco thing. Doesn't matter. They still talked about how like sugar's way too high.
Okay, yeah.
The food pyramid is trash. They're doing a new dietary thing where sugar is going to be accounted for, because in the normal food pyramid with all the grains and stuff, they don't have sugar as like a thing when sugar's super bad for you.
That makes sense. Well, do remember, Shaun, what is it? Honey Nut Cheerios is healthier than red
steak,
meat?
yeah. Brought up how like we've got way too many obese kids.
Oh, yeah.
Brought up how 1 in 8 boys in California have autism.
1 in 8.
And he's like, because PD asked him if vaccines cause autism. He's like, well, we don't. He's like, there honestly hasn't been studies done to show whether or not that's the case. He's like, I don't know how the FDA and the medical community has not prioritized endless studies on figuring out the autistic rate, because he's like, autism 2 generations ago was a rarity. It barely existed 2 generations ago. Now 1 in 8 kids in California have it. 1 in 8 boys.
Well, because wasn't there I thought it was Asian country that didn't vaccinate, and then the U.S. got involved and started vaccinating all their kids, and their autism rate like skyrocketed.
Well, I know that I've listened to like medical communities like podcasts about them, and they talk about there's one standard group, and that's the Amish in the U.S. And the Amish,
I mean, because they're
community,
Amish. Yeah, I mean that's their baseline.
Their baseline is the Amish. The Amish don't get vaccinations,
right?
And they don't. Their autism rate hasn't increased at all. Oh, a lot of them don't eat the food we eat, but there's a lot of them that do eat the food we eat. But they also aren't exposed to the water we have and stuff. So the question is, right, like that probably they don't get the vaccination. So that's a huge role. They get cleaner water because they have well water. And then their diets are probably a little cleaner, right?
Yeah.
And then more exposure to the outdoors. So really you're talking about like environment, food, vaccinations. Okay, you got those three things. So you've got a baseline. Well, why don't you just test those three things and you're going to figure out which one of them causes autism?
Yeah.
It's not that fucking hard, dude.
No, it's just so dumb because like scientists are just dumb now. You're supposed to question everything, and they now tell you shouldn't question the science. But when you read any of these studies, even the ones that are like vaccines do cause autism, none of them like paint the full picture. So they'll either take only like part of the vaccine to test that, or they only do like one vaccine at a time and not like the whole, like
there's 72.
Right.
Throw the 72 in a fucking petri dish and test them. I think you actually have to test them on animals. But yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just so, like, so many doctors say, well, look at all these studies that say it doesn't cause autism. Yeah, okay, maybe the actual, like, if you only take the actual part of the vaccine, so the part that, like, the inoculated, like, bacteria or virus or whatever they're injecting, if you only take that, sure, that's not going to cause autism. But they don't test for all the things that they put in the vaccines to preserve it.
Right, which, dude, like
I think like one of the main ingredients is like thimerosal or something. It's like a very heavy metal. And I mean, we've seen people on like Instagram that said like their kids were severely autistic and then they did a heavy metal detox with them and like most of their symptoms went away.
Hell, even down at Holistic, we went to like a thing with Holistic and they had like multiple case studies of kids that came in with autism bad, and they did heavy metal detoxes and the kids got significantly better. Now, did they get cured? No, but like they got way better and they got functionable. Yeah. So, yeah, the heavy metal things. I know they have shit like they got some pretty serious stuff in some of them, like not asbestos, but like there's another like very bad
like poisonous thing
that they use for preserving, and it's like, nah, you could figure out something different to preserve that.
Yeah. Well, and you can get like heavy metal free vaccines, but you still don't know what else they put in there.
Right, exactly.
But the interesting thing is, I don't know if you remember this because this was back in 2020, 2021. Joe Rogan had the doctor on who invented mRNA in vaccines.
Yeah.
And he said that those were not safe.
Right.
He invented them and said they are not safe. And then I think he got discredited and they made the COVID vaccine an mRNA vaccine. And I mean, that's going to fuck up a lot of people. Because that like genetically changes you. It's not like regular vaccines that just make the antibodies. Formaldehyde.
Yep, sorry, keep going.
Like regular vaccines that exposes you to the virus, so then your body can make the antibodies, so then it already has that antibody if you ever get exposed to it.
Yeah.
The mRNA vaccine like literally changes your DNA to try and fight whatever.
It actually shows that thiomersal thing.
Yeah.
Is a mercury. Mercury is famously toxic. Wow. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So yeah, it's just why did we start talking about vaccines? Oh yeah, because of the FDA.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you guys are interested in any of this, we highly recommend listening to that PBD podcast.
Oh, it's great. So boom, they talked about that, about like that one of his main goals now, he's been there for 8 months. One of his main goals is to figure out what is causing autism. Well, then he went into the Tylenol thing, and I don't remember. It was like the head medical person at like Harvard or one of the big medical schools. Came out, and in a court hearing, he said there is causational effects from taking Tylenol while the child's in the womb and the child becoming autistic.
That's crazy, because like that's what they tell you to take.
Well, hold on. That's what the medical professionals tell you to take. If you go on Tylenol, like what Tylenol says,
they do.
Tylenol says do not take any of our products while pregnant.
Yeah, because I remember, I don't know if you remember, I was like really sick. Was it? I think it was when we all had that cold.
Sure.
And I was just like, I remember thinking like, oh well, they only say you can take Tylenol, because I was going to take ibuprofen. I was like, oh shoot, I don't think I can take that. And so I could only take Tylenol. I remember reading the container and I was like, Shaun, like it says I shouldn't take this.
Yeah. And so you've got medical professionals who know everything. They're like, yep, take Tylenol. Meanwhile, Tylenol's like, do not take this. And then you've got the head of like the medical society who's like, there's a causation from taking Tylenol while pregnant and having an autistic child. Crazy. So the FDA guy said that. So that was pretty bonkers. And talked about the food needs to be changed.
I give him about 6 more months before someone kills him.
Yeah, that dude ain't living long. Yeah, so it was just interesting. There was a couple other things he talked about that I thought was really interesting that I can't remember right now. But yeah, it was pretty cool to listen to a guy like that talk, who's just like, yeah, we were told that this is all true. Turns out it's not.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome, and hopefully he keeps doing things.
Big pharma's or like insurance is all for profit, or like the medical system is all.
Oh yeah, well I mean he brought up
grab.
the medical system's all for profit for money, and that they should have like what Trump is doing, where he wants it to be like what you're paying for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like.
They also talked about how like it is not profitable to use current medications that are pennies on the dollar to cure cancers or diseases. It is only profitable to make new drugs. And so no current drugs will be used for cancer and type 1 diabetes and stuff like that. Only new drugs will, because those can be patented and they can make money off of those. He's just like, plain out, anything we currently have, they will not use, they will not prescribe to treat any sorts of like cancers or anything like that, because cancer is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and they will only make new drugs to cure that because they can patent it and get paid a ton for those drugs.
Dude, that's so sad.
It's crazy. So he talked about cancer, and that he talked about how like chemo and radiation is pure poison. It doesn't work well. We should not use it. There's better things out there. We just don't use them because there's not profit to be had. Right. It's like, dude, what the fuck are we talking about?
Who was it? There was someone it was like a friend of a friend, and they said like when they went to like their oncologist, like the person like flat out said something about like treated him like a salesperson, like the oncologist was a salesperson basically.
100%.
And treated him like they were buying like a new car, and they're just like, you're obviously in this for the money, 100%. Not for actually helping me. And so they like didn't get the chemo and radiation because they're like, I'm not like a money grab.
No. Yeah, dude, we talked about it on here a bunch. There's so many things you can do now naturally to beat cancer.
It's the thing. You can't fucking tell me that the millions, billions, trillions of dollars that people have donated to cancer research, and we still haven't fucking figured it out, and cancer rates have fucking soared.
That's what PBD brought up too.
You cannot fucking tell me we don't have the cure.
Right.
And also, let's think about this. How many politicians and like million billionaires do you know that have cancer? I think Steve Jobs was the only one.
Right. So to keep rolling on it, on the like, shit. Foods, cancers.
Big pharma.
Hold on. Oh shit.
Insurances.
They brought up testosterone, hormone replacement.
Ooh, okay.
So he asked why girls are getting their periods younger and younger and younger.
Oh, it has to be because of estrogen in the water.
They brought up estrogenic food, estrogenic water. They brought up birth controls, that being absolutely terrible. But so yeah, they said a lot about like your food, environment, water stuff. That has brought it on earlier, and that it's actually really bad to be bringing it on earlier than like 15, 16, 17, because your body's not ready to have children until that age.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so they're like, we're playing with God's world by having these girls now getting their period 10 and under and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was some of it. They talked about how like testosterone's down a ton, so a bunch of men are using HRT or TRT, and the doctor and the head of the FDA is like, yeah, it turns out after like steroids and all this was said to be really bad, turns out being on like TRT shows a ton of health benefits. Yeah. And then they also brought up a hormone replacement therapy for women, and how that could be very beneficial as they're coming into like menopause.
Okay.
But if they don't do it within 10 years of starting menopause, or if they've already ended menopause, they should not get on it, because it'd be like a reverse effect and it could actually be really bad.
Oh, interesting.
So you have like a certain window, like a 5-10 year window where you'd want to start it, but then you have to do it, I guess, forever. It kind of, to me, is like one of those things where it would be worth seeing over the next 20 years how that plays out for women.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, where like testosterone, we know so many dudes who've been on tests for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And they're great.
Yeah.
We know that's fine. It'd be interesting to see women-wise, since it's a very new world. I would be very concerned if you were in menopause years to just have you do that. I would just be like, no, don't do it, because essentially you're going to be a guinea pig. You have no idea how that's going to go. But if we have 20 years experience before you get there, or 20 years of like case studies and shit before you get there, you could actually start to see what ladies who've taken it for 15, 20 years, their
like effects are,
effects are and shit. So that's it. It was such an interesting podcast.
How long was it? Like 3 hours?
2 hours.
Okay.
Because it's somebody who's actually calling out the bullshit, and it's pretty much all shit we've talked about.
Yeah.
Like
that we've known for years.
Years. Like stuff that we've been concerned about for years. And he's bringing up like, this is fucked up that we do this as a country. So yeah, that's kind of that.
That's so interesting that you said that, because there was the world's strongest woman contest somewhere. Guess who won it?
Yeah, I saw that.
A man.
Yeah.
There was so much outrage with it. They stripped them of the title. And so the second place person, Andrea Thompson, got first now.
Awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of hate against it.
No one is surprised.
Yeah. And like my favorite one of my favorite Instagram accounts that I follow, I don't know how to say his full name, but his name's Patrick, and he calls people CUNTs.
Yeah.
He just covered it too, and he was just like, I get like you want to do that, and that's fine. And he's like, but you went through puberty as a male. Like, even though like it doesn't matter what your testosterone levels are now, you went through puberty with testosterone, and you're 6'3". He actually says you're almost 7 foot, but
yeah, 6'3".
Yeah, I think some people actually said he might have been taller, because one person said he was like one of the strongmen said he is 6'3", and this woman was taller than him.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, he was just like, yeah, you went through puberty with testosterone, you have an advantage, like you can't compete with the women.
Right.
And the second place woman, 5'5".
What?
Yeah.
5'5"?
5'5".
Holy shit! I didn't even know you could win strongmen or women at that height.
Dude, she's a big girl.
Big girl.
Big girl.
That's crazy. 5'5"? I was expecting 6 foot minimum.
Yeah, no, 5'5". So it goes to show, like that's a huge difference. And like, you're able to like, sure, you don't have as much testosterone in your body now, but you had all that muscle development through puberty and however long you were a male for. Like, no woman is going to be able to catch up to you.
Exactly.
So yeah, and it was during the like when they were giving this man his first place trophy. Andrew was just like, "This is bullshit. He's a man." Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So I'm very happy they stripped him of his title and gave it to Andrea.
That's super cool. Mm-hmm. Super cool. What else we got here?
Oh, back to the medical stuff quickly, because you were just flying through things, so I didn't get to put in my 2 cents.
Will you remember what you're saying if I blurt it in?
Yeah.
One of the things they said that ties right into what you were saying, the FDA guy said, the thing that is the number one like thing that tells if you like how long you live is muscle mass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about that.
Longevity, whatever. Like the number one thing that shows you longevity is muscle mass. Okay, go ahead.
I get like when medical professionals are like, you know, we've went to college for so many years, like we know what we're talking about with all this stuff, blah blah blah, whatever. I get it, but also as a doctor, you should have to learn both ways. Like there is a perk to modern medicine.
Yeah.
There is a perk, but there's a time and place for it. You cannot tell me that like when we go to these cemeteries in Europe and there's a majority of people that live to be in their 80s, 90s, 100s.
That's crazy, right?
That's crazy. Without modern medicine, you cannot tell me that there is not a use for holistic medicine.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
Obviously it was a good thing because all these people in the fucking 15, 16, 17, 1800s lived without modern medicine. So tell me, like, I know, like, we've fucked our system where like now there's these super bugs and shit like that. So we do need modern medicine to heal those things.
Well, I mean, one of the things he brought up is that like ticks were made in a lab in Connecticut, and it was a scientist from the Nuremberg trials that came from Nazi Germany. He was a Nazi, and he made this, and he's like, yeah, I think we should make biological warfare through ticks to infect people. And that's where Lyme's disease comes from. It's like it came right out of a place right next to Lyme, Connecticut.
Jesus.
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, it's just like something to think about. Like, there obviously is perks to holistic medicine.
Dude, here's the thing. When you look into the pure reality of things and you see that the Rockefellers started modern medicine by paying off the big medical schools and putting in their Western medicine curriculum that is based on petroleum, which they sold, and they made all holistic. They took all holistic medicine out of the education system and made Western medicine the new standard. Dude, look into the fucking history, guys. You're gonna sit here and discount something that's been around since the beginning of time because something that's been around for 120 years? Are you that fucking stupid?
But babe. But modern medicine has been around for decades. There's been so much research.
Yeah, there's been so much research in the last decades compared to
centuries.
Centuries, you fucking retards. Hey, here's the other thing, dude. Like back to your point about the like medical professionals, dude. I can't tell you the amount of medical professionals I've fucking schooled when it comes to like health, when it comes to actual like health and about hormones.
Dude, yeah, because every time Shaun gets his your labs tested, like his doctor's always just like, man, I would have so many people that would kill to have these numbers. And Shaun's just like, yeah, it's fucking TRT and like carnivore, yeah. And they're just like, no, you can't be eating that many eggs. You can't be eating that much fat. And it's just like, then tell me why my labs are so good.
Dude, I've had multiple like people, doctors, endocrinologists, like whatever it'd be. What's the
doesn't matter. Health medical professionals.
Yeah. Nurse practitioners, shit like that. And I'm just like, no, you don't understand. They're like, what's your diet? And I'm like, it's the vertical diet. They're like, what's that? I'm like, red meat, rice, eggs. And they're like, how are your labs so good? I'm like, red meat, rice, eggs, and exercise.
Avocados.
And weight training.
Yeah. Tons of fats like, and proteins.
Doesn't make any sense. So anyways, that dude, and I've had conversations, dude, years ago, I used to research steroids like a lot because I used to take them. So I would research them more than I would do anything else with my time. And dude, I got into a heated debate with my doctor one time, and I wanted to like the doctor exited the room and wouldn't come see me again because I threatened to hurt him. Anyways, they don't know what they don't know. They don't study hormones. They don't study steroids. They don't study health and wellness. They study sickness and how to cure sickness. But they don't study how to cure sickness. They study they don't even study anymore. No, they prescribe to a symptom.
Yeah, they don't fix the root cause. They only fix the symptoms.
Yeah, dude, when I went in with pancreatitis, I was like, hey, I'm telling you right now, like, I already know this is from my diet. I did this to myself. I eat 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day. Like, in fast food. Good food. Like, I did this to myself. I know. I was like, my family's got a history of gallbladder issues. Like, I know that's what it is. And he's like, how much do you drink? I'm like, yeah, of course I drink. I'm 21 years old. And he's like, you have alcoholic pancreatitis. I'm like, dog, look at my gallbladder. It's not from alcohol and pancreas.
Yeah. Look at my weight. I am 240 at 5'9".
Yeah. And so sure enough, dude, I had gallbladder sludge and they were just like, nope, alcoholic. And I'm like, dude, you don't, I'm like, no, dude. I'm like, you don't understand. Fuck drinking. I train and eat way too much.
Well, and it was just dumb anyways, because the guy asked, like, the way he phrased it was like, he was like, how many times a week do you drink? And he's like, what is the most amount of times you drink in a week? I was like, I don't know, probably like 4. No, what is the most amount of drinks you drink in a day? And Shaun's like, on Friday and Saturday, I drink maybe 4. And then he's like, that's 4 a day. That's a whole case every 2 weeks. And
no, that's a case every week, he said. Because he brought up, he's like, what's the most amount of times you drink in a week? I was like, I don't know, probably like 4. And he's like, however he said it, whatever. It ended up being like just like 24 beers a week. And I'm like, no, you asked me the most I have. Not what I do every time. And he's like, you drink a case of beer a week. I'm like, no, you took this out of context. I'm like, maybe once a month I'll have 4 to 6 beers. And maybe I'll have a beer 4 nights a week. Mm-hmm. I'm like, 4 to 6 a week is very different than 24. I'm like, you're taking this away out of context. And he's like, you're an alcoholic. So anyways, I had gallbladder sludge. That was all wrong. They were all wrong about it. But it's shit like that, dude. And like Sam and I wanted to have a kid. Mm-hmm. And I went in to the individual I was working with at the time.
An endocrinologist, right?
It's a nurse practitioner, but their main focus was hormones.
Yeah.
TRT test. That was their whole like whatever. And I was like, hey, I'm looking to get fertile. What do you think I should do? And they're like, well, we're thinking of doing this and this. And I was like, that's cool. And I think that could probably work with a year. Because they're like,
it'll take a year.
It'll take a year. They're like, it'll take a year. Let's do this and this. I was like, I love that. And I think that's super cool. I was like, here's what I'm going to do. And I laid it out for her. And she's like, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, that's like, I think if I do that, it'll speed up the process. She's like, yeah, do that. And I was like, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. And I did. And we were pregnant in 2 months. 3 months.
You started in February. We got pregnant in May.
3 months. Right? Yeah. So anyways, it's just things like that, guys. It's like, the other thing is,
dude, and it was funny too, because like you texted her that we like were expecting or whatever, and she was like, good for you, you did it, or something.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, I told you I could do it faster than you.
Yeah, oh, for sure. No, she was super cool.
Yeah, she was.
I liked her a lot. But it's just one of those things, like, they don't know. And I mean, I've gone into my doctor I have currently. The doctor I have currently, I did just because referral. I like her, values the line, whatever. But I go in and I was just like, hey, here's the deal. I gave her my experience. She's like, yeah, she's like, you know a lot more about this than me. I'll just run this by the endocrinologist here and we'll just let you know. Hits me back. Yep, everything you got is cool, good. All your like paperwork, labs, everything you gave us looks good. We'll just keep doing it the dose you had. I'm like, awesome, thank you so much. But it's like
most doctors would not do that. 95% of doctors would not do that.
Well, and then not only that, the point I make by that is this. She's a doctor. That does not mean she has firsthand experience with like hormones and what I do. She's a general practitioner. And so I come in with a specified thing that I've done, to be fair, probably 1,000x the time research into it than she has.
Yeah.
Maybe not that much. Maybe 200 times the amount of, that she's researched it or whatever. But it's just because it affects me, so I take it very serious. Well, so then here's the thing that I get at with all this, right? It's like, yes, you went to college to be a doctor. Okay.
Well, the first 4 years, 50% of it was probably generals.
Right.
Not related to medical.
Right. And so then you actually get in, you got 4 to 6 years of like medical specified, right? What are you doing to continue your ed after you're out of school at 20, whatever the fuck, 6, 8?
Yeah, because I know like specialty doctors for sure have to do case studies.
Absolutely.
So like psychiatrists have to do case studies. I just know psychiatrists specifically because we looked into it. But I don't know about general practitioners. I'm sure they have to go to some seminars and whatnot, but like
some continuing ed, but
there's too many issues nowadays, and because how many people do we know where doctors are like, we don't know what's wrong with you. So like being a general practitioner, I think is just useless now.
Well, and I know they do go to like pharmaceutical conventions.
I was gonna say,
and
they
shit.
go to fucking drug conferences, yeah.
But it's just like, dude, like, what do we got for our actual, like, what kind of shit are you doing continuing ed to actually solve these medical issues? And the actual issues, not the symptoms. Like, what are you doing when you've got a bunch of these people coming in with type 2 diabetes and you keep giving them metformin or insulin? Why aren't we? You want to check? Do you want to check or no?
Like, should be almost done, right?
Why aren't we actually looking into the root cause of these things and then prescribing that, right. AKA exercise and diet? If they actually did case studies and they actually got into this, they would go, oh no, it's our fucking food causing these issues.
Because like, to play off of that a little bit, I was just talking to Brooke about this. Look at this on my like Snapchat reels the other day. I only watched it because I was like, curious. I was like, this person like was 190 pounds in November of 2024. I was like, they probably should be pretty like good now. February of 2025, down 70 pounds. I was like, that's not real life.
That's not real.
They're on fucking the GLP-1 or the Ozempic or whatever. And I was like, you are giving people false fucking hope.
Yeah. Oh, dude, all the time. That shit ain't real.
And it's so dumb because I bet you 3/4 of those people were like part of the body positivity movement. It's okay to be bigger. And then they got on Ozempic so they could lose all the weight. And then it's like, okay, but I thought it was okay to be bigger. And being on Ozempic isn't teaching you how to properly eat, how to work out. Like,
well, we don't know
nothing.
That's what's interesting, dude, is for forever. 50 years, testosterone was like a taboo thing. Like testosterone's going to kill you, blah, 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 blah.
Roid rage.
Yeah, roid rage. You're going to have heart disease, blah, blah, blah. Okay, awesome, cool. Are none of us concerned what GLP-1s are going to do?
Well, has it even been out for a year? It's gotta be.
It's been. Yeah, but I mean, like, how many studies have been done for the people that have taken this for 10 years?
Oh, none.
0.
It hasn't been around that long.
Right. Where, like, how many, like...
Look how many health complications have already come out with it being out for only a year or two.
Right. So let's just say this. 30 years ago, testosterone had been out and, like, known for over 20 years. So they had people doing it for over 20 years. For the last 30 years, they could have been prescribing this if they would have just followed those case studies.
Yeah.
But dude, it's like how many people, and it's just going to the masses. It's just going to the masses right now.
It's only going to get worse until like the government gets involved again and makes it where they are, like, pharmaceutical companies are responsible for medical deaths.
Yeah.
They have to be held accountable.
That's the only way these things will actually get better.
Yeah, because otherwise things are just going to keep coming out, like the COVID vaccine, and then people are going to get seriously injured, but nobody gets affected by it. Right. Nobody can be held accountable for it because it was your fault that you took it.
Yep.
So fucking dumb.
It's fucked up, dude.
Okay. Should be done with our sad rant of
bro, it ain't.
Our world is fucked.
Oh, it's just what it is. It's especially the U.S. But hey, real quick. Nice little pod in our first fucking day in the studio.
Dude, I kind of like this.
I like this a lot.
My only thing is like both of you and I are like keep sitting like this, which is funny because we have a table in front of us that we could very easily.
I couldn't agree more. I think we could put my deer mount right there.
Okay, whatever. It's in my way anyway, so I need it gone.
All right, gang. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.